Oh, man, I hate Mondays.
Nah, man, it's Tuesday.
Wait. What day is it?
You know what day it is. Tuesday. Brewsday Tuesday.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's time for Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar and Six Pack Store. Here is Huck and Big Nate.
I jumped the gun.
You did, but that's okay because I didn't do my smoothest job opening. Beer everywhere, which is really how life should be.
I got a little on my hand, but that's okay.
Welcome into another edition of Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. If you're looking for a cold beverage,
I generally am.
well, look no further than the Cellar out in Blacksburg. They will help you out if you have no idea what you're doing. Their staff there is pretty knowledgeable about beer. Speaking of someone knowledgeable about beer, hi, Huck.
Hey, Big Nate. How are you today?
I'm just going to do that every time you go to sip.
I saw
Huck.
that. So it's Groundhog Day. I forgot to look, but I imagined that he saw his shadow and we're going to have one more year of 2020. That's going to be my guess.
I can't disagree with that. So far, it's been one more year.
Or he didn't see his shadow and we're going to have one more year of 2020.
I don't
see
no way out of it.
No way out. No way out.
I mean, Bill Murray's probably doing all right, but I don't know about the rest of us.
He's so cool. He'll actually show up at somebody will invite him to their wedding or something. He'll just actually show up.
He did a stand-up tour, and the entire premise of it was he gave a list of cities, and basically he would go through all these college towns, and if they had a sign on their front porch that said Bill Murray can party here, he would go to their house party and stay at their house for the night.
Oh, that's crazy. But he is really cool. He's one of my favorite actors.
No, I'm a big fan of Bill Murray.
We're back in Alabama again.
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, for Groundhog's Day, you might as well be in Alabama. And so I'm drinking this beer called the Swamper. Where might you think this beer is made?
The Swamp?
The Swamper.
Alabama?
More specific?
Oh,
come on. Muscle Shoals has the Swampers.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll play that later.
Yeah, I should have caught that.
Yeah, okay. So it's actually in Florence, which is a college town right next to Muscle Shoals. But in any case, so that's the coolest beer that I bought while I was in Alabama. One that's named after, rock and roll band. So it's all good. This is a porter. It's 5.5%. Nobody likes a porter, but I decided to try it anyway.
You definitely took one for the team there.
Well, the name, that's, it says drop out of life with swamp in a can. Well, at least they're honest. They say there's something in the water down here. It's alligators. And it's not just our dark malts and Challenger hops. Like the legends that walk these shores before us. Oh, I get it. Be bold, our bold yet drinkable porter will be turning taste buds for years to come. There you go. Turn it up.
I'm going to be real honest.
Got a guitar and an amp on there.
Yeah, it's a cool, it definitely looks swampy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's not that I don't like porters. Or no, it's not that I hate porters. It's just it's not my first instinct. If I'm at a party and, all we got's porter, I'm going to say, first of all, the hell kind of party are you having? Secondly, I guess I'll take the porter.
Yeah, but a lot of my beer friends, they're like, stouts and porters and browns. Stouts and porters and browns. I know pale ales, sours, and IPAs, and barley wine. Oh, there's so many other beers that actually have flavor and taste. This is just I'm just drinking. This is like vanilla ice cream beer.
Yeah,
it's got, and the porter's kind of worse. The stouts at least are kind of dry and they put interesting things in. The porters are just they're bitter and they're just no.
It's just a dark
muddy water.
It's bland.
Muddy water, not the good muddy water.
Nothing exciting going on with it. So how is that porter?
We'll talk about that in a minute. What are you drinking?
The Naked Pig Pale Ale.
Yeah, again, good name.
Good name.
But if you read the fine print, it says get naked and drink one. So what are they really saying to us? They're calling us a pig. That's rude.
But the better part is on the label. If you're watching the video, you can see, by the way, we've got a YouTube channel.
Oh, man.
These, if you want to go check it out later. There's a pizza, what looks like a ham chop, and then a full leg of lamb on the side. So obviously
it could be a pork thing.
Obviously we need to be Oh, you know what? That probably is a pork leg now that I think
Yeah.
about it.
Like
So
a
I guess
ham.
the, I guess
It's a
the
ham.
pizza's pepperoni,
Yeah,
sausage.
sausage or pepperoni.
It's a pale ale. It's a 6%. Not a bad percentage to be at. So we need to catch up. What have you been up to, Huck?
I went to Williamsburg to the Great Wolf Lodge. Of course, I didn't stay in that child-infested building. I had the BRV with me. So instead of hearing children scream all night, I heard trains all night because the campgrounds were. It was really lovely campground.
You ever try and just go to a hotel and park your RV in the lot?
I have done that. Yeah,
It's like cheating the system.
There's actually a method to that. Is you find one, you check online and see who's full, and you go and you ask them for a room. They go, "I'm sorry, sir, we're full." Say, "Well, hey, would you mind if I just park my RV in the back?" And they go, "Yeah, go ahead." But when we go to the beer events, we sometimes I get a room, sometimes I don't, but they always ask for me. So if I see if I can park there, and one of them I think is in Northern Virginia, I park out there and I found a little spot, and then I noticed there's an outlet on the light pole. Yeah, so I had hookups.
Free power hookups.
They didn't know it, but I had hookups.
I mean, you could probably write the book at this point on
I'm getting pretty good at it.
RVing.
Yeah.
Now, did you have beer while you were at the Great Wolf Lodge?
I went to.
Do they serve beer there?
Yes.
Because I know they got that nice water park.
Right, we're in the water park, and we had a cabana, okay, and which is the way to go. You have your own little seat, you don't have to chase for a chair. So we got the granddaughter running around doing her things. We're chasing her around. And the first day she just did everything, but first thing I did, we got there like late evening, 5:30. So I had a shot of beer. And they had good beer. They had a couple good beers, and they had whiskey. I couldn't believe it. That's what I like about kid places when they have that. The next day we hung out in the cabana most of the day, and I rode all the big tubes. Yeah,
I mean, it's nice, and at this time of year, more than ever, I'm kind of craving something like that. Like,
it was just like you were at the beach or
get in the
something,
water. And it was rough this past summer because everything was closed. I have a pool in the backyard, which is fine, but sometimes you want to be able to go.
So we
and
took a
go
break.
tubing.
Took a break and went up to historical Williamsburg and got a free carriage ride.
That's pretty nice.
I know. Well, Myron was over there rubbing on the horses, and the guy says, "Hey, I ain't doing nothing. Y'all want to go for a ride?" Of course we do. It was pretty fun.
Williamsburg's an interesting, because we did on one of our honeymoons, we went to historic Williamsburg.
One of your honeymoons?
Yeah, we did just a bunch of small trips because by the point we got married, we'd been together for like 8 years. So we already had everything we needed. So it's like, please just donate to our honeymoon fund. So we took a bunch of like small trips and then one big trip out to the West Coast. But historic Williamsburg was one of ours. And we kind of didn't plan any of our trips. Like everything was just spontaneous. But we decided, hey, what the hell, we'll go to historic Williamsburg. And so you get there and there's this booth up front, tickets for a tour. I'm not paying for that. I'm no sucker. I can read signs.
No, you can't.
And it's amazing how many places you can actually get into in Williamsburg and not pay for the tour. Now, I want to support history and people going to museums and stuff, but I don't know. I think they might be running some sort of racket there.
Well, the Rockefellers did all that. I mean, it seems like they could afford to just let us go for free.
Right? And I'm a citizen. I've been here all my life. I have a right to the history.
Well, I mean, it's kind of sad because we walk around, they got the little people dressed up in front of every building. And, they go, well, they tell you what they do. And then they say, if you have a ticket, you can come inside. I'm like, no, we don't have a ticket. And they look all sad because nobody was coming inside. So, but we were there till about 5. And apparently at 4:30 is shift change for the costume character. And I felt like I was like, ever go to Disney World and there's that one place where there's they come in and out of, and you can see it's like, little beads leaving the hive. This is the way it was. Like, I'm like, I even tried to get a picture of it. It was hard, but I'd like 6 of them going in and from different directions and 6 of them coming back out. Then every time I turn around, somebody's changed in front of each house.
I think we had found one of those places and it was amazing watching them walk in costume and then walk out. Kind of takes you out of the illusion, and then all their cars are parked back there. I got to ask. So apparently, as a culture, we're big on historical reenactments. Do you think we've hit a point where that's never going to happen again, or like, with the whole situation with GameStop and everything in our political climate? What's a reenactment going to look like 50 years from now?
Well, so I don't know what it's going to mean really, but it'll be interesting.
That's definitely going to be interesting. All righty.
I don't know what's going to happen. I think we're just not going to, everything's, like there's a movement out there, if you're misappropriating culture, then actors can only act themselves. I think that's where we're headed. So you can only act yourself. So you want to see something about somebody, you have to find them and get them to act it.
I think it's all going to be puppet shows going forward.
Puppet shows are good. I especially like the one in The Sound of Music.
See, I haven't.
You know, Sound of Music guy?
I'm not a Sound of anything musical.
Oh, that's like a classic. We watch it every Christmas or whatever.
It's amazing. As much time as I spend around music, I can't stand musicals. It's just nobody just stops and sings. And I do appreciate back then they at least did it in a way to where it kind of fit. Like you've got Julie Andrews running around in the field, and it makes sense. Right? That was Sound of Music.
That's right.
We watched
The hills are alive.
We were watching
But the puppet show is What Do You Think of a Lonely Goatherd?
We were watching Singin' in the Rain a couple weeks back, and man, that got weird.
Yeah, that does get weird.
It takes some real weird hallucinogenic turns, and I mean, it's a fantastic movie. It's probably one of the only musicals I've watched that I was like, Well, do you consider Willy Wonka a musical?
No, not really. It's the same song over and over again.
See, I consider it a musical, and that's always my argument. Is that's the one.
So,
that
like Grandpa lays around for 20 years, and then as soon as there's a golden ticket, he's up and at him.
That's a whole. I don't know what kind of fraud Grandpa Joe was committing, but I regularly talk about it on air. I'll see something. It's like, all right, I've got to go to the air with this. Grandpa Joe is a scummy human being taking advantage of his daughter and her son.
Yeah.
And poor Charlie's a saint.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we should probably talk about the beer now.
Okay. Now we finished getting in trouble politically and so forth. Actually, this is for porter. Doesn't completely suck. It's a strong 3.5.
That's not bad. 3.5 for the Swamper.
Yeah,
I can.
They're getting some points there for the name and
the cool design. Yeah, I definitely think that should be a category. And I don't know if it is on Untapped, which is where you should follow us. He's Huck's Beer Buzz. I'm a Horror Show. Long story. If you look up Big Nate, you'll find me. I'm enjoying the
Huck's
Naked
Beer Buzz.
I'm actually enjoying the Naked Pig Pale Ale. It's pretty good.
I had previously had that one.
It's not the best Pale Ale I've ever had, but I mean, it's a steady 3 3/4.
No, I actually went to that brewery. They're back 40. They're pretty good. They had food good. They had their own food restaurant, and it was sparsely populated, but it was good.
I'll give it a 3.75. It's pretty solid.
There you go.
It's enjoyable. All right, we're gonna go back into the tunes. Maybe listen to a little Muscle Shoals.
Yeah,
and then we'll be back with more Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store here on 105.3 The Bear.